Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Well, here's my next restoration, a very play one. I think it's been left outside, it's quite rusty and corroded. Land Rover, Corgi toys. It has got everything. I'm not sure how good that glass is going to turn out. I'm not sure if I can do anything with that. The tow hook's broken at the back. It has got all the tyres, though looking at the front one, it's got a crack all the way through the side, so they're probably no good. So a challenging one, this one, it could be. So let's see how we get on, shall we? Here we have our Corgi Toys 109-inch short wheelbase, is that? Can't see that, it's so bad. 109 wheelbase, and it is heavily corroded. Not seen one this bad. This could be quite a challenge, this. It's got the rooftop tyre, that's had it. The wheels are peened on. The glass is heavily painted over. There's two rivets, so let's get a drill on there and see what we've got. Right, let's get a screwdriver in there and see what we can get. Probably a load of rust. Get one of those crusty tyres off. I think part of the problem here is it's fused on. It's fused on. It's not just riveted, it's rusted fused. That does need a bit more on it. Right, have we got enough there now to get that off? Yeah, I think so. Yes. Right, let's take a look. Oh. Should we be restoring this, I'm wondering? Should we be restoring it? That's the front. Well, the suspension's gone, as you can see. We can take the wheels out, that's not a problem. Same with the back. As you can see, we've got a lot of crud down there. The hook's fused on, the tow hook. Surprisingly, the steering wheel, the cab's intact, although is it cracked or is it just dirt? Let's see if we can have trouble moving that, because that is fused in as well and it's heavily cracked. Let's try and see if we can just prise it away with a screwdriver. Try and get a knife in there. It's paint I think that's holding that in. Paint and corrosion combined. Oh, it's moving. Pushing in with my fingers and up. And it's out. And it remains to be seen. It's that bad, got that much corrosion on it, you can't tell. It's maybe got a very bad crack over there. In any case, let's just get that tyre off there. That is our cab. I don't think it's been stood on. Got another one here to try and compare that's also been overpainted. These may have been pushed in a bit. That maybe needs pushing out. I'm surprised how good they are actually, these window posts. But in any case, there's a lot to do there. It's a simple model, I appreciate that, but as you can see by the corrosion there is a lot to do. Caustic soda, I'll grind that off the top there in a second. Tyres are shot. I don't think there's a lot to be gained by not putting everything in the caustic soda. I wouldn't normally put these in, but I think I'll be painting them anyway. So caustic soda, tyres feel newer. Get a grinding wheel on that, get that off. Get a pair of pliers on that and see if we can pull it off. There it goes. It's got a highly corroded pin in there. So there is our rust bucket. I must admit, I've not seen anything much worse than that. I won't say it's the worst I've ever seen because I can't remember, but it is on a par. So I'm off to put all that into the caustic soda. Well, here is our Land Rover, and it's looking better than I thought it would do. Let's be honest. There's some sort of paint or corrosion stuck on there. It looks like it could be heavily pitted, but we won't know until it's polished. That front bumper's missing. I'd seen that before. But the base, well, a lot of corrosion around there, but that, actually, on that side at least, looks okay. We've got to get it into polishing, and the wheels don't look too bad. We've got to get it into polishing and seeing how it comes out. That's the next job. Here is our little Land Rover. Well, I've started tidying up, heavily pitted everywhere. Sorry I didn't show you that at the start. So what I've done is I've smeared with my finger body filler over every panel. I've cleaned it off that side, or I've nearly cleaned it all off, and you can still see the pit marks there. This side's yet to be cleaned. The worst pitting, as you can probably just see there, was just in front of the window there. So I've just been sanding that down. That hole's filled in. I'm going to push the filler back out of there when I'm ready. Well, I could just do it now, see if it goes. Now, it's quite stiff in there, but that's coming back out. The base of the Land Rover wasn't as bad as the body. It's had a polish. Needs a bit more polishing with one of those wheels, furry wheels. But it's come on great from where it was, and that's going to be a fine base. Here is our Land Rover. There's a problem at the front. That front bumper is bent and this side is missing. So I'm going to try and gently straighten this one with a pair of pliers. Just come down a bit. Oh, bit of a snap. That's a danger. No harm done. That's pretty straight now. So I'm quite pleased with that. Just started to cut there. So that side's going to need filling as well as the other side. So I'll get my super glue and bicarbonate of soda together. Here we are with our bicarbonate of soda, and just going to need a bit building up around there. So the first thing to do is just get a bit of super glue on it. Just dip it in. Some built from underneath. We need a little bit down this one at the back, where it cracked when I was straightening it. some down the front there. And all I'm going to do is just keep putting some super glue on, dipping it and building it up slowly. And what I don't want to do is it to build up on this number plate. Now I've got going, I'm off to push it off there. Might lose a bit of what I've done, but I'll preserve that, because if I get to filing, I'll lose that in filing when I'm sanding this down, or filing it down, whichever. So as you can see, I've now got my number plate back, or my number plate holder. And I've got a square edge building on there. So I'll just keep going with that. And that isn't looking too bad at the moment. Obviously it's quite raised. I'm wondering, I'll have to look at Google Images if this bit's lost a corner. I bet it has. So I'll check Google Images. But that's quite a sharp edge anyway, so I'm going to build a bit up on there and file it down later. So we have built a bit up on that other side as well. Right, I've done quite a bit of work on our Land Rover, as you can see. This bumper needed quite as much work as this side. After looking at Google Images, I've rounded them off as best I can. I've levelled the front. I've flattened the bottom. And what I've decided to do while I was doing that, get that the right way round, I decided drilling a post from there to there was impossible. So I'm going to put a false rivet or a false screw head on there and glue that. And I may rivet that yet, but I could glue it and do it the same. I've not yet decided. But whatever the case, this has had a polish. I'll have to put some primer on it now and see how it looks. Quite a bit of work involved there. As you can see, we're back with the parts for our Land Rover and they're looking pretty sorry for themselves. So tyres and everything, we're going to dunk them in some warm soapy water. Get a toothbrush on them, including these wheels. These are corroded solid, so it won't do them any harm. Got an old electric toothbrush here, ready to have a go. That's not coming up too bad. We'll dunk that in, let it have a soak, and we'll try with the glass. I'll just bring it a bit closer now. We've got all the parts in. It all whiz round in there. Let it soak a few minutes. Well, here are our parts out of soapy water. The glass doesn't look too bad. Better at the back than at the front. Probably a crack down there I can't do anything about. I think this should clean up quite well. Well, the wheels have seen better days, but they're newer than the vehicle. So I'm going to, I think I'm just going to black marker pen those. Should do them good. I did think about using that tyre restorer you get for real tyres, but I decided not to do that. The wheels obviously need a polish, and a good polish, including the one that goes on the bonnet. The interior is damaged a bit, quite weak in this bottom corner. Steering wheel came out, that's all okay. I can't leave this sort of dirty cream. It's been weathered a bit. I think I'm just going to paint it black or black marker it. Just move that to one side. You can see the vehicle's gloss red. That's Auto Extreme Gloss Red again. And I've done the base black. So I've just got a Sharpie marker pen to do the wheels. I'm not going to paint them because I think the paint might crack, whereas the marker pen won't. And it'll really lift them quite well. Just show me doing the one. You don't want to see me do them all. And we can have a quick comparison at the end. So there's the first one done against one not yet done. So it's a significant improvement. And I'll carry on with that off camera. As you can see, I finished the wheels with the marker pen. And I thought I'd just see what it'd be like to do the cabin with the marker pen. I've always painted them before, whether hand painted or sprayed, but I'm up against a bit of time at the moment because I'm going on holiday. So I wanted to see how quickly I could get this one out, and I've got 48 hours to finish this. My fear is the paint won't be hard enough for me to pick the model up correctly. I normally like to leave them 7 to 10 days. This one has only had 48 hours at the moment. I might be okay because I'm going to glue this one. I'm not riveting it back together or screwing it. I've chosen to glue it. You don't see much of this cabin anyway, so it's not too bad. And black's black, no matter how you put it on. Paint, pen, spray. It's not particularly great interior, but the very small windows you're going to see it through anyway. And that is certainly a quick way of doing an interior. It's not messy, it's quick, and it is just as effective. The only thing that concerns me about pens is the longevity of the paint, longevity of the ink if it was on view outside. And I'll just push the steering wheel back in straight away because there is less chance of losing it. Well, here we are with our glass, and I'm going to start off with a bit of 2000 wet and dry on this one. So here we go. Was a bit of paint on here, but I think that's going to clear up. Not sure if that's a crack or a... Ah, it's not a crack. It's looks like it's coming away. Might have been a mark from some paint or some fluid that's run down there. Feels a bit rougher on this passenger side. Now the back looked the best, and it certainly feels the smoothest. I wonder if that mark there, if you can see it, is going to come away like it did at the front. And it is. It's coming away. Let's hope it's not just the water on it and it comes back. So I'll keep on doing that. 2000, then maybe some 5, maybe some 7, maybe some auto sol, chrome polish, and I'll get back to you when it's done. Well, I've just finished with the metal polish, and as you can see, our glass is looking great. So that will now be dipped into the floor polish and left to dry off. Oh, just a bit of polishing to do there at the back, didn't spot that before. But no cracks like I first suspected, all good. So that's nice. Okay, we can now move on to doing our wheels. Get a bit of the auto sol on them. You can do this by hand. or you can use your multi-tool. So I think I'll just start them by hand, otherwise a lot of this stuff will go flying off. There we go, and then on with the multi-tool. Just wipe the dirt off there. And this is going to take a while, so I'll do that off camera. I've got 5 to do, includes a spare, and we'll see how we go. Well, I've tried some auto salt on these wheels, and it did have some effect, but they're heavily corroded. I don't know if you can see there on that one. And they're still not free on the axles, and the axles are slightly bent. So I'm going to pop them into a paint tin lid and squirt some rust dissolver on them and leave it for a while, and hopefully that will free them up. I've tried hitting them with a hammer in a vise, but they are solid. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, there's a few problems with the axles and the wheels. To be honest, this one did eventually work free after a week's soaking, but the wheels are heavily corroded anyway, so that's going back to the parts bin. I tried to hit this one with a hammer to free it, it wouldn't free it, bent the axle, so that's in the parts bin. So I've raided another Land Rover I had, which as you can see had rust problems too. So I'm going to clean these wheels up, they're a lot better. And the other Land Rover donated a rusty hook. And as you can see, our Land Rover is looking quite nice. So I'm going to clean these up off camera, and we'll see what we can do with them. Right, a couple of things have gone on. I've taken a spare wheel, an original spare wheel, and I've chromed it with a pen. There was no way of polishing that, it was too far gone. Picked out 2 screws, dip them in super glue, into the bicarbonate of soda, and I've sanded them off. One has a flat head and one has a one has a flat head, one has a rounder head. I don't know if you can see that. I think this will be the better one. They're going to be painted black, and I'm going to black enamel the tow hook as well. Further to that, the wheels from the donated Land Rover have polished up quite nicely, so I'm pleased with that. As you can see, we are close to finishing again. Another model. At the moment, a bit of detailing to do on the Land Rover, and I'm just going to use a Sharpie marker pen because I've done some checker plate decals. Don't know if you can just see those there. Try and get it in the light for you. And they're black checker plate, so rather than go with the silver, I thought I'd go with the pen and do it black. So let's do that, shall we? Remember, this is partly rebuilt. Bumper. Now if this doesn't look right when it's dried, I can always overpaint it, of course. Lovely day today in the garage. It's 24 degrees. Right, and now there is the grill to do. So try and tip that towards you. And there we have one grill done. Quite tidy. Now, looking at Land Rovers, I'm not an expert. Sometimes if it was steel, aluminium, these hinges for the rear drop, sometimes bare metal, and the lights around. It's really just how far you want to go, to be honest. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do these little things at the back, whatever they are. There we go, just adds a bit of colour. And down on the sills. Turn it to all angles, the way the light comes off it, to check you've got it right. So there's a quick bit of detailing. Right, unfortunately I don't really have a suitable orange pen, so we're back with the paint. So I don't know if you can see that, there's an indicator to do. So that's the orange done. I'm just going to do the other front light. I'm just doing that with a bit of Molotow on a brush. It's another bit done. Now I'm not doing the headlights because I have some decals which you can probably best see if I just left them alone down there. There they are in yellow. And I'm going to put those on the headlights when everything's dry. And I will try and get a close-up shot of them because they have got the sort of metal crisscross to protect them as well. So copied straight off the eBay spare parts for real cars and resized down they were. As you can see, we're at the decal stage, and just try and pick one of those up and see if you can get that in focus. Have a close look at. Quite a bit of detail on that headlight. So let's get the first one into the water. What I've done while we're waiting for that is I've gone around the outer edges with black. Seeing as I've gone with the black theme instead of chrome around the edges, I thought I might have black. Right, here we go with the first one. So we're not going to see the black edges anyway, so that's fine. Just turn that for you to see it. It's the first one on. So give it a dab with a cotton bud. Now these look like they're going to need some microsol on them to take the shape of that headlight. So there they are, both on. Just put a touch of microsol on to try and soften them to the shape. And I think they look okay. Right, here we go with the checker plate. Doesn't look too bad, pleased with that. Right, that's the checker plate and the headlights done. We have got a number plate now. Very small these number plates are, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, it is JLR 109. So here we go with our number plate. It's one on. Got one for the rear to do as well. Twizzle back round to the front. So I have got some minute little Land Rover badges, and I'm going to try and stick them on the front. The front one's the most important one. There's one at the rear as well. Let's try and do the front one first. And really at this level of detail, it's about as small as you can print and cut out. That's not looking too bad at all. So we can try now and do the rear one. So I've got a couple more left. I think I've actually cut this one out a bit better. Now we have got a big Land Rover decal. I was thinking of just putting that at the back of the cab there. So I think we'll do that. So that one's on. Well, here are all our parts: windscreen, main body, chassis, tyres. Hang on a sec, forgot to put the wheels out and the axles. They are now all free moving. I've lubricated those. They did need a hammer at them to free them up. Cabin, bolts, rivet, stroke, screw, hook, and the bonnet wheel assembly. This is just one of those clips you get pin badges for, at the back of pin badges. So without further ado, let's get this tyre together. Right, I've still not fitted the wheel. I don't know if how this is going to appear in the edit, but this had some grippers on the back. I filed those down. I originally left them on because there is a slight raised bit around there, and I thought that would nestle in there, but that proved not to be the case. So what we're going to do, pop this back in. That's in. We'll have to pop this on the back, and that's a lot firmer now, I can tell. So what I'm going to have to do is glue this in, and I think the first thing I'll do, turn that upside down. I don't want glue running everywhere. Just get a bit of super glue around that lip and get this on. So just get ready for that. Finger on the back. And that's actually centered that now. Bit of pressure. Turn it back upside down because I don't want that glue running out on my red paint. So I'll leave that a few minutes and then I'll be able to apply a bit more glue, etc. if needs be. While we're waiting for that glue to go off, we can put some tyres on here, I think. And they look okay. So we'll put them to one side. What I've decided to do is just get a bit of bicarb soda behind there. So put the first lot on. And that'll set solid, we know that. The wheel still turns, which I'm pleased with, because it should. What we can do is now get the wheels on the base plate. And we have a rolling chassis. Glass in. That wasn't glued at all, it just went in. Just get a clean paper towel. That roof on. That clicks in. Put the gripper at the back, that clicks in, and there's a glass in. It's quite nice. Interiors next. Shout about there. Just sat on top, held in by these prongs, no doubt. So this super glue looks okay. A dollop there. Just put the lid back on this. We'll leave that a few seconds. It's going to be okay. Just give me hands a wipe in case I've got any super glue on them. And we can put this base on. Whoops. Screwdriver. ones at the moment. Super cool on this. You can hold that on my fingers. Don't want at this stage because there's only super glue running wild. Roll it. Bit of touching up to do with a black marker pen on those decal edges. I might just touch up a bit with the red, I don't know. But overall, our little Land Rover's not looking too bad. Next time you probably see her, we'll be on the turntable. Well, this is what we started with. A highly play-worn, corroded Corgi Land Rover. Couple of bits missing. Tyres hard as nails. Glass slightly cracked. Let's see how we got on, shall we? Because here she is now. The Land Rover. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Especially as it's turned out pretty well, I think, this Land Rover. So please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. I'm not getting many subscribers at the moment, so if you've been thinking about it, just hit that button, please. Stay safe, and I will see you again soon with another restoration. I'll leave you with the Corgi Toys Land Rover 109 WB.